Hello guys. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Ilam. Hello. 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 Martin. Idam. Anybody? Damaris. Anybody?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also fine. Yeah, we've missed you.
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry.
Yes, Martin. Hello, Martin. Okay. Let me see if I can unmute you. Can only ask you to unmute. So we are just giving people like let's give them like 5 minutes and then we get started. I made a slight mistake. I scheduled the session to start at 5:30. So I don't know if people will be able to join now. Yeah. But even if they don't join, we will continue. Because today is today will be a very interesting sessions. We have a very interesting session. Yeah. So meanwhile, I can share something here. It's called if answer. Let me share my screen. It's an interesting website, and so this is if answer. People get hired for work. You're hired, and then you are paid in Ethereum. This one. So yeah, it's decentralized Upwork, and yeah. So you can either become a freelancer or an employer. So if you want to be a freelancer, you just need to connect with your GitHub link. You can find jobs to sponsor. You can find work related. So let me first of all connect my account. It's going to connect. Then there is Cosaris. Cosari, yeah, which is a micro work. It's a micro. Just a minute. Yeah, so this Cosari, it's so Anna Kaznaska is one of the co-founder of the Cosari, and it's interesting what they are doing. She's part of the partners at CLAB. Yeah. So this like a micro and in the right. Yeah. So when you need to do training and such stuff, you just do that. Yeah. I don't know if I Google the light. Saris. Okay, so it has connected. It has connected to my, so I can find jobs. So as you can see, these are some works that you can be able to do, and they are well paid. Right now, the one I have been able to search for currently doesn't have really a lot of let's go back here. Let's go find So like 20 hours. So if you're looking for a job in terms of smart contract or solidity, there are people who will really be looking forward to be sponsored, like dev consulting on smart contract Ethereum. So this one you can spend like you can earn like 0.6 ETH this one. So they are willing to spend like 0.6 ETH. That's a good amount of money. So this basically on consulting how they can be how this company can structure their smart contracts. So currently right now 0.6 ETH is allowed one it's around 100 and something 200 or something. Let me check. Since 0.5 is 0.5 it's 250. It's around 250. Kenya 250,000. Yeah, around there 250,000. Yeah, you just do consulting. You just do consulting on smart contract. How will they structure their contract and stuff? And this one they are looking for. Okay, they haven't added their spend. Yeah. So I'm just waiting for guys to join, like 2 more minutes. Yeah, 3 more minutes. Yeah, 3 more minutes, and then we get started. Yeah. So then we have these so and under Sero Hub we have a lot of Mula Hub, Mula Market has a job advertisement. So Mula Market has a job advertisement in, I think it's also in smart contract. It's also in smart contract. It's amazing how you can earn like a lot of cash in a month, a lot of cash if you just dedicate your time to building and creating. Yeah. So I'm having a bit of a yeah. So most blockchain job are highly paid, and not just the creation of the ERC20 token, but you have seen a number of application areas where you can be able to like create a supply chain, something in health, something, a smart contract that does something in health and whatever. Yeah. So yeah, you can check Zero Hub. Sorry guys, I'm having a network issue. Yeah. So under the Zero Hub, you can be able to like get to see platform for earning. These ones are platform that where you can be able to earn. So there is this one, the one Cosalis that I was showing you guys. So this one you can be able to earn. You can be able to earn a lot of CUSD. This other one is Bitwage. Can also be able to earn on with this. And you can also fork fork their project. You can fork their project and create your own project. Yeah, depending with what you are building. And yeah. So this is Love Crypto. Some of these guys, it's really quite interesting because some of these guys we participated with them in different hackathon. So like Love Crypto, we participated with them on the first batch of the first zero batch. Yeah, so these companies are an year old. Some have industry expertise, but yeah. So Love Crypto, Fry Wallet. So this one you can earn by saving, and then those savings you can convert them, you can redeem them for travel if you want to travel in another country. Yeah. Then we have PaySale. And then we have Gitcoin. So Gitcoin for people who really like to participate in hackathon and bounty hunting. You can be able to win, and it's really simple once you get to familiarize how the smart contract is structured and how it's like. You can be able to win a lot. You can be able to earn a lot of cryptos without having to do a lot of things by learning and stuff. And then we have Coinbase. Coinbase, you can learn about zero and then earn. And then we have others coming soon. We have others which are coming soon. So yeah. So you guys are in the right place. You learn and you get paid. Yeah. So yes, there is also dev post. Yeah, there is also dev post. Yeah, currently under dev post there is a hackathon which is ongoing. Dev post. There is a hackathon which is ongoing, and there is a hackathon which is also ongoing, and that is on DeFi for people. So under dev post, we have dev post. We have dev post. So we have the Selomake mobile. This was the 13 days have are left. So I'm part of this hackathon. The Selomake make crypto mobile, and then yeah. So, and the awards are really great. So, the awards are really awesome. So the awards are really awesome. Really rewarding. So this is the prize. This is almost this is $2 million US. Yeah. So in cash prize, and they have categorized it in different ways. Yeah. And then tomorrow, if you really want to, tomorrow there is a batch four winners, the winners of batch 4. So if you have time, you can join and see people pitch about their ideas. Yeah. So some of the guys who are participating, there is this guy who is will be presenting. See under participant. Participant. Oh, yeah, under participant. So some of these guys will be presenting. Some are from India, others are from Nigeria, others are from South Africa, and so these are list of all the participants, and yeah. Then we have, apart from dev post, we have dev folio. So we have dev folio. Dev folio is is also an online platform for hackathons. And yeah, so this was the last 3 months, that is May and August. So you can sign up for different hackathon once you are able. So currently right now there is the hack for tomorrow. There's also hack India something. Yeah. So yeah. So this one is for the Indian community. So Ilam, you can try and join. So these guys were created the Instadump, the Instadump, DAP, I mean, the Instadump. And they are just young, they are young people. I think they are 20 or 21 there. These two guys. Yeah. So then and then it really also keeps you, it really puts your skills out there. You're able to meet other new people who are doing the same. Because I know programmers do have this, or we do have this, what do we call it? Imposter syndrome, whereby you feel like I'm not doing the right thing, or I'm not really qualified to do this. And once you're out there in this different platform in the hackathon, you're able to see how your skill is like. You might even find that your skill is better than what you thought it would be. Yeah. So on this hackathon, that's where I met some few good friends. Yeah, met some few good friends and people who are innovating, people who. Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Yeah. So I've been able, yeah. So Martin is saying that when we have time, we can be able to go through it, and yeah. So yeah, you are able to be part of a co-creating. You are able to be part of the world, and you are able to contribute your ideas to the world and change the way people see things. Yeah. So that is DevFolio and DevPost. So there is Hackerrank, there is other platform where you can be able to do that. And then once you win that reward for the hackathon, you are able to jumpstart your startup. Yeah. So most of these guys from the Zero Hub, most of them have been able to earn a lot of some amount of money, and then they were able to jumpstart their what do we call it, their startup. Yeah, so you can see the amount. Let me share something like bit mama. Think bit mama. Yeah, so this is Bit Mama. So Bit Mama was able to raise some amount from was able to raise a lot of cash from Celo ecosystem. So you can be able to see the amount of money they were able to raise from here. So let's see financials, the financial pre-seed. Let's see if it's pre-seed. The pre-seed, yeah, I think it's an pre-seed. Yeah, it was under pre-seed. So Bitmama was able to raise funds. This is the amount of funds they were able to raise in their pre-seed, and also they were able to get grants from different companies. So once you are able to jumpstart your startup and your idea, you can be able now to apply for grants and fundings, and also you are able to take your idea to the to a big to more audience. And also, yeah, so one thing I like to say, always make sure that you, as a programmer, be international. Always think international. Always think worldwide, because if you think local, you won't be able to like see the greater picture, and you won't be able to, yeah. So that's it for that. Was hoping people will be able to join, like a lot of people will be able to join, but we can get started. Yeah. So yeah, we can get started. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So let's get started. And yeah, so today we are going to do the front end. Yeah, we are going to do the front end. So let me get up whiteboard. There is one, I think there is one here for Zoom. I don't know where it is. Okay, let me just get the online whiteboard. Okay, so what we have done, we have already created our smart contract. Yeah, we have already created our smart contract, and we want to create now a front end whereby people can be able to communicate with our smart contract, and how they can be able to connect, and how they can be able to interact with all those features that we have in our smart contract. And one of the way to do that is to create a front end. So this one being a front end, this one being our front end, and our so this one will be our front end. So which will be a web application. So we have our web application here. We have our web application there, and then so there at the back, we have what we call now Web3. We have Web3.js, and for the sake of Seno, we also have contract kit. We have what we call contract kit. Yeah. So we have our contract kit here, and this is through the so this one is injected to the Celo extension wallet. So this is done through the Celo extension wallet stroke MetaMask. So yeah, so that is the Celo extension wallet there. So this web3.js connects to the Celo extension wallet on MetaMask, and then we have our backend now, our backend here. So, so this should be here. So that now we have our backend here. So our backend has the yield, the ERC20. We also have the yield farm contract. So we have the yield farm contract here. So yeah, so through the use of Web3 as the connection between the smart contract and the web application that we are going to create. So this one will be a React based. So most of the application in blockchain are using React.js, so that it's easy to create scalable application using React.js, and rather than using PHP and other languages for front-end rendering or communication of smart contract. Yeah. So with Web3 and contract kit, we are able to communicate or to connect through the use of Celo extension wallet and MetaMask. We are able to communicate with our smart contract here. So today, that's what we are going to do. And it's gonna be a really interesting class, because now we can be able to see how our smart contract works in real life. And yeah, it will be kind of, we have created a fully fledged application. And then once we are able to complete this next, and also this week, I'm looking at on Friday, we may have a guest speaker from either Kotani or Ubisoft, whoever replies first, and who, yeah. But I'm thinking the one for Kotani will be the one who will be the first one. Yeah. So then next week we'll have a guest lecture from Ubisoft and so on. Yeah. So if tomorrow you are available, you can be able to attend to that session. I'll share the link for the tomorrow's event, so that you can be able to, like, you find time and see how people do pitch. And then later on, you can be able to follow up and see where those guys get wakati wame, what they have been able to complete their project. Yeah. So this is just a simple layout of how the application basically will work, and how we are going to do that. Yeah. So without wasting a lot of time, let's get started. So React.js is a framework that was built by Facebook, and it's really interesting because they also have React Native for mobile application for both iOS and Android, just like Flutter. Yeah, but Celo leverages the React Native, but you can also, you are not limited, so long as you are able to tweak your code and be able to make it work using different application, then that will be awesome. Yeah. So you can learn a lot more about React library, and yeah. So this is how you like initiate the hello world, and yeah, class components, and also functional components, and such stuff. You can be able to learn more about yeah, the functions and how they work. And also you'll be able to learn more about use effect and use state. Those are the React hooks. Yeah. So, but for now, what you can do is just to follow up, and yeah. So so for those who are able to download the the starter package, the starter boilerplate, we are already good. For those who have not been able, you will have to refer to the other videos that I have shared on the chat. Yeah. So I'll repost those. I will repost those videos, and yeah. So once you let's get started here, and then I show you some commands. So yeah, create a new React application. So to create a new React application, you will just need to do npx create React app, and then the name of the application. So and then the name of application. So the name of the application, but for us, we won't be able to do that because we are using the boilerplate. So if you want to like start from afresh, you will have to create a React app and then the name of your application. And then once you have done that, you can cd into the application and do the npm start or yarn start if you are using yarn. So yeah, you will also need to have installed package manager. Yeah. So yeah, you can integrate Bootstrap. You can do everything. Basically, the normal way you do web development using React, you can do the same. Yeah, you can do the same. You can integrate Bootstrap. You can integrate Material UI. You can use any library for frontend. It doesn't limit you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So it doesn't really limit you. So the development is the same, just like the way you normally do in any web3 development for frontend. It's the same. Yeah, the development is the same. The only thing which is changing is just the way you structure your backend. It's the backend which is completely different. Yeah. So yeah, so you can read that more. I won't really emphasize more on that because yeah. So once you have done that, you should have something like this. You should have package.json, and then you should install your application. That is the seller contract kit, the Web3. You should also have Web3. You should also have Bootstrap, all Material UI, or whichever you want for your front end. Yeah. And then you can add the LinkedIn ESLint or Prettier to do the LinkedIn for your code. So once you have done that, so we are going to use the Web3 and also contract kit for our front end. Yeah. Then so here we'll have so we already have our ABIs, that is the Celo dollar, the Uniswap and yield farming. Yeah. So just a minute. Just a minute as we go through the folder structure. Okay, so, and then you should have your smart contract, the one that we were working on. So here you should also have the index.js. So this is the React DOM render for rendered in the application. And then you should also have app.js. So you can either store it under the components or outside the component. So normally it's outside the, in normal occasion, the app.js is always outside the components. But for this case, we are going to put it under we are going to put it under the component.js. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter how where you put it, so long as it can always be the root folder is able to, the index.js gets to see where the file is located at. Yeah. So once you have done that, once you already have once you already have the folder once you already have the folder, then we can be able to get started. So just a few minutes. Yeah. Okay, my application does not have the app.js or main.js or the CSS part. So yeah, yours should have an empty app.js. It shouldn't really have a lot of things. Yeah. So just a few minutes. So yeah, we can get started, and so I'll create my app.js. So I'll create my app.js that, and then we should be good to go. Then before that, I should actually import React. So we already have under our package.json, we already have the React library installed. So yeah, we already have React here. We have React, and we have React Bootstrap, and we have React DOM and React scripts. Yeah, so we should be good now to get started. So yeah, we are going to import React. From React. And then, so then we'll have to create a class function app that extends sorry, my internet has some problem. I should do something about this. So here we have, we need to import component, because we are extending the component. Components, so then we can be able to say it extends that component. And then yeah, good. So then once you are able to do that, we can be able to now render our application. So we need to render. So we need to render our application. So and it should be return actually. Done. So what below. Hello, hope you can hear me, and yeah. So inside the return, inside the return, you can now pass in the normal div elements, the normal HTML elements like that, and then you can just H1, normal H1 for HTML element, and say hello. Hello. So hello, hello, and then we can do here. Start and see whether our application will run. So depending with the package manager, your favorite package manager, you can just so sorry guys, I haven't exported the app, so I need to export. So I need to export it. Export the first. So yeah. So let's learn the application. So hope it's going to work so that we can be able to continue working with the app. So there are some other tools that we are going to import. So we are going to import up here. We are going to import our package, this Web3, and we are also going to import Celo contract kit, and then we are going to import our ABIs, these ABIs. So we are going to import our ABIs. Yeah. So let's see if the application is going to run, and hopefully so that we can be able to get started. So whoever here is not a front-end developer, who is a front-end developer, feel at home. Yeah. So as we wait for it to load, we can be importing those items. So we want to import Web3 yeah. So we want to do that. We also want to hello. So we also need to import so we also need to import the contract kit. So what is the contract kit? So I think the only thing that I haven't mentioned is about Web3. So let me show you what Web3 is. So Web3 JS. So this the Web3 you normally hear people talk about, like But now, what is it? What is Web3? Because we keep on saying Web3, Web3, Web3. So what is Web3? So Web3 is a package or a library, JS library. There is also a Python library. It's web3.py, and it helps you to connect to the Ethereum network or any network. Yeah. So this, like what they have defined here on the Web3 documents or lead the docs, they says that is a collection of library that allows you to interact with a local or a remote Ethereum node using HTTP or IPC or WebSocket. Yeah. So this world works for both Celo and any blockchain. So if you want to connect to any Ethereum compatible EVM, Ethereum virtual machine, you will need to have this. Yeah. Then we have contracts. We have contract kit. Hello. So somebody can type on the chat if they can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. So we also have the contract kit. So contract kit is a library from Celo, so that it makes it easier for you to connect with the Celo blockchain. And yeah. So I'm not sure why it's taking long to load this web, but let's continue. So we need to import the Celo kit. And then this will be import new kit from Web3. Yeah. So new kit from Web3 is a way that we be able to connect to the Celo site. Yeah. To the Celo blockchain, that is. Yeah. So then it's from Celo kit. Yeah. So that one. Yeah. Okay, my browser has frozen. Okay. Is is there anybody whose application has been able to learn? Okay, let's continue. So the first thing is let's just the first thing we need to do is to see how we can get connected. Like how can our site or our front end be able to detect which network and which wallet to connect to, which wallet do they need to connect to, and which blockchain or which data have we been able to do that. But before that, we also need to import our ABIs. So from our ABIs, the ones we had generated here, we need to import them so that we can be able, when we are loading the the contracts data. $0. So this will be the contract data from APIs /JSON. So those are our JSON endpoints. Then we need to import the Celo, not the Celo, but Ubisoft contract or JSON APIs. APIs would be. So migration, we won't be importing migration. So the last one will be importing the yield. We'll be importing the yield. So it will have to be capital. So I see yield from that should be APIs, then yield. Yeah, so awesome. So our our application is running, and we should be able to see it work. Should be the browser like that. So let's wait for it to start. So yeah, so once we have so once we have imported all these libraries and these dependencies that we want to use, this will be awesome. So the first thing we need to have, we need async component did mount. So async component did mount and use effect are similar depending with the version or the version of fronted you are able to that like you are familiar with. You can either use component did mount or use effect. So use effect and component did mount, they do the same thing. So component did mount and use effect normally when you want to load something for the very first time, and then you don't need to refresh, like to keep on refreshing. So for example, if you are doing an Uber application, or you are creating a geo locator or something that you need to automatically load the user location. So component did mount loads the information or loads data in the very beginning of the application, and then you don't need to load that data again. So the first thing that we're going to do is we want to load the Web3. We want to load the Web3, and that is to be able to detect which wallet are we going to use, and that's what we are going to do. And yeah, so that's what we are going to do. That's the first thing we are going to do, is to select a wallet. We are going to select a wallet. So still waiting for this to load so that we are able to see under our browser and see. Yeah. So once you're able to do that, so the first thing is we'll create an async function, that is sync component. That's why we say that it's extending the component. So this is the component component. So component mount. So yeah. So component did mount, here you can comment works the same as use effect. Yeah, so it works the same as use effect. Yeah. So for those who are familiar with React hooks and such, yeah. So yeah, so our application is working quite light, apart from the slow loading of, yeah. So so the first thing we need to do is to create the road web3. So this road it's an async function because it's returning a promise web3. So here above we can just say that extension connecting with the application, for connecting to the application, to connect app. Yeah. So to connect with the app. So we want to connect with the app, and that's why we really want to select first of all so that we are able to know which wallet we are going to use. So we'll say if will be an if statement. We'll say if window dot seller. So for Ethereum, we normally say that if window.ethereum, so that we can be able to pop the MetaMask wallet. So for window is seller, we need to window create an alert, that dot alert to we need to alert that please, okay, we won't go into detail, but approve swap seller so approve Ubisoft to use seller wallet. So this should be a function. That's why it has some issues. Should be that. Yeah. So once we have been able to do that, we can now be able inside the if statement, we can do try catch if there is an error. So if there is an error, we can do try catch. So await window seller enable. So it should be enabled. And yeah, we can now catch the error. if it hasn't been enabled, we should have window.alert not enabled. Alert not enabled. So it should be just a then else if the browser does not have Cello wallet installed, you should be able to tell the user to download or install the Cello wallet, the Cello extension wallet. So else we should be able to do dot that. So you should be able to tell the user that they don't have the extension installed. So please install Cello. So don't forget your quotes. Yeah. So once we have completed all, we are cool with our logic. So you can add some other logic here, like changing or connecting to another wallet. If they want to change the wallet, you can put more logic into this if you really want to add more. So this one should be the first thing the application should do. So, and that's why we are using component did mount. So component did mount works the same as use effect. And yep. So pass it there. So we want it to be loaded the very first beginning, at the very first early when the application starts. We want it to be yeah. So it should be await. It should be await since our function is so it should be await this dot like that. So it should be like that, and it should should work. So it should work. Should work. So let's just wait for it to compile, and yeah. So the next thing after this is we need to load our contract data. So we need to load our contract data, and we also need to be able to also select the wallet. We also need to get the wallet. So I think it did work. So those are just warnings, and yeah. So this is what I was talking about. So you should be able to see something like this. So approve Ubisoft to use Cello wallet. So if I say okay, it should pop up the Cello wallet extension, the Cello desktop extension. Yeah. So on your end, you should be able to have something like that. Yeah. So I can't remember my password, so I'll just cancel it, and then yeah. So we should be good. Yeah, we should be able to have something like that on your end. Yeah. So we are getting our application into shape. We have been able to connect to the wallet. So you see still we still have the notification there that we can be able to log in. So what we want to do is that, let me get my password so that we are able to continue smoothly. I think you guys can close your eyes so that you don't see my password. But you don't see my password. Minutes. Yeah. Then I can be able to unlock it. Yeah. So yeah, so this is my wallet. And then, so once we continue, now we want to select, we want to select the idea that is we want to select the user's address so that they can be able to interact with our smart contract that we have created. And our front end is what is going to help us do that. So our front end is going to help us to do that. And yeah, so we have been able to connect, to the Seller wallet, extension wallet. But now how do we select the address that we are going to use? So before that, we are going to do something to our application so that we can at least do some changes so that our application really looks cool. We can add let's go to the Uniswap. Let's go to the Uniswap app, and then we see how it looks like. Yeah. So here we have Uniswap where we have the staking, and in the navigation bar, we have normally it's always on the right side. It's always in the right side where you need to connect to your wallet, this part. So if you go to the staking part, so this is what you are building. You're building something like this. And if you go to the far side, that is the connect to our wallet. So this is what you are creating. You need to connect to our wallet. It should be able to pop up this one. Yeah, awesome. So we have that. So we want to create something like this. We want to create something like this so that we can be able to see which wallet do we have, which wallet I'll be using for swapping, which wallet are we going to use for swapping, and which wallet does contain. So for Uniswap, they have even gone far ahead. They are able to show you the balance of your account so that you are able to see when you are going to swap. So that's what we are going to do. So we want to create that navigation bar here, that navigation, this navigation bar. Yeah, so we want to create that navigation bar so that we can be able to display our wallet that we are using. Yeah. So awesome. Let's continue. Let's continue doing that. So let's step before we start even loading the wallet, we need to do some minor changes to our application. So yeah, so we need a navigation bar. So we need a navigation bar. We need a navigation bar. So under our components folder again, we go and we create a new file called nav bar. Yeah, navbar .js. So we should be able to. So if you have, there is this cool uh, package. It's really cool. It's a cool package. And if yeah, this one. So it's a really cool extension. You can add it on your browser, not on your browser, but on your VS Code. It's help you to create or to create boilerplates like that, so that you don't really need to have to like write the entire code again. So it's a cool extension. So I'll just change it. Just change my code to grass navbar extends and component and should be able to so something like that. Yeah. And then we should be able to also add a render. Yeah, should have a render that, and now we can be able to move this return inside our render method. Yeah. So we are creating a nav bar. Yeah, we're creating a nav bar, and yeah, so yeah, since we already have Bootstrap installed in our package in our folder, what we need to do is we need to change this. So since you are using the nav, the Bootstrap, so we need to just call the nav, and it's just the normal HTML element. So this should be easy for us to do that. So then we need to style it. So for styling, I'll just copy the styling so that you can save time. So I'll just copy the style, and then we also need to add a link. So need to add a link. So this one also kind of copy it. I'll also copy this one because it's not really that much important, because if you know CSS, it will be easier for you to do that. So yeah, then I also need to just format it before it really gets quite messy. So okay, so we also need to import an image that is the farmer. Yeah, because to kind of represent the yield farm. Yeah, so we have farmer from assets slash images slash token png. So that is okay. Then for now, we also want to have the URL where we will be able to display our our where we are going to display our address. So will be link. Then we'll have small. So there are something called props. So you can pass in props. So so that you don't need to add more details. So for now, I'll just put in dummy text for that before we start. Yeah. Before we start with that. Yeah. So we should have our navigation bar. So we need to import it on our app.js. So below the app.js, below all the imports, we need to import it as so a few minutes. We need to import it as navbar. So below our imports here, so we have imports. And once we have imported it, we can be able to use it now. Yeah. So we can remove this text that we had here. We can remove that text, and then now we can use then it will have a self-closing tag. So we should be able now to see our nav bar here. Then the next step now will be so once the application has loaded, and then we are able to select, we should be able to have our address being displayed here. So right now we don't have any address being displayed. So this is just a dummy text, and you can see our wallet is different. Our wallet is different, so we haven't been able to select. So that is the next step. Yeah. So so our application is moving along quite along well, and yeah. So yeah, so once you have been able to do that, we need to select the data. So that's why we used the component did mount, but lately people have been all the standard people are using right now are using the use effect. Yeah. So the next step is to load the data, the smart contract data, and also to select the account that we want to use. So to do that, we'll also need to create a function, another function, and it's an async function, which will be load. We'll just call it load blockchain data. Oh God, I was on mute. So kindly type on the chat if you can hear me. I'm asking if it's okay, we continue all the way to 7:30 and then we finish up the remaining bits on Wednesday.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So I'll make sure that we select the contract, the address. So I'll select the address, and then you guys, you can go and research how you do pass the props on the navigation bar. So you can see the navigation is in a different file, and we want to be able to pass the address that we have been able to select from here. So yeah, this will be interesting. Yeah. So you remember the library that we imported, web and new kit from Web3. So even when you are also doing Binance, you will also need their library so that you can be able to select to which network you are linked in. Yeah. So what we'll do, we'll first declare or create a variable called web3, which will be equals to new web 3, this one, which is will be window Celo. So remember, we are using Celo. We are in the Celo blockchain, so we need to select the Celo window. So if the Celo window that is below here, the one that we selected here, this one, then we make this variable to be the web3 variable to be like that, and then we'll be able to pass it inside the kit. So we just create a constant or something kit. So yeah, then after that we can be able now to use the kit here. So kit was new kit from web3. Now we can be able to pass that the selected window is actually the Celo extension browser. So you can add MetaMask, but then it will really be a long and severe question, because you will have to like this one, you'll have to let's disconnect and then you see. So let's connect. So it's gonna ask you which wallet you want to select. So you can do all this so that you are able to select to a different wallet. So like a pop-up pivot, and then it shows you which wallet you want to connect to. Yeah. But since we are learning, we always select from the Celo extension. So you can do it more advanced, and then you are able to do that. Yeah. So so we can be able to pass the web3. Yeah. Then we'll need to define another one for accounts. So accounts are many, but we really want to select the first account in the MetaMask or in the Celo extension. So as you can see here, I have a lot of wallets here. I have a lot of wallets. So I have Aurora Special, JTest Alpha, Celo. So these are all of them. I'm using them for testing and development. So we want our application to select the first wallet in this list or array of addresses. Yeah. So now we can be able to go to that part. So this will be accounts variable const account, which is equals to await dot web3 dot. So now we are calling this one. So this kit now has a lot of variables that we can be able to access. So now it means that this is from Celo. We are selecting the accounts from the Celo blockchain, all the addresses that have been created on the Celo blockchain. So since they are Ethereum addresses, we can be able to get accounts. So there is different methods which are already predefined inside the Celo blockchain. So like get accounts, get account, or get accounts. So we can just use get account or get accounts, but we need to get accounts. Suppose they would be many. And then we can do we can console log to see the account. So what we need to do is to kit.default account equals accounts. So we can just say accounts so that we see all the accounts that we do have before we can even select the first account. So console log its default account. So all accounts. So all accounts. So yeah, so then yeah, so we have been able to select at least we are able to see. So let's connect, and then should be able to console inspect our so we should be able to inspect our web and then see the list of just a minute. So we haven't passed our class here. Wait. Load blockchain data. Then we can be able to do that. Now it should work now. Okay. Kit.
Hello, do we have to define MetaMask in the code?
No, we don't. We only need the Celo wallet, the extension one for this specific class. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, accounts. Let me just select the first one. Just select the first one. So that we are able to see. Should have the first one. Yeah, nice. So these are account. Awesome. So yeah, here is the console log that I was looking for. So our account. So you can see we are able now to select our account. So we are able to select our account. So you can just call them maybe like number 5. How many wallets do I have like now? See which we want to select. We want to select this one, this one, which is CC9. Yeah. So CC9. We want to select CC9. So that is account number 2. No, 1. It's account number 1. So we should have our account number 2. But it should always select the first one, the first account that you have already used. So you can see it's not defined. It's undefined because it's not the active one. It's not the active one. So it should always select the first account in the array of your wallet, of your extension wallet. Yeah. It should always be the first one. So we are going to stick with the first one. So yeah. So that's it. The last part will be selecting the network. So this first part was the first one was select account. Yeah, select account. So the second one is to select the network so that we can be able to know which network is our contract or our smart contract is deployed in. So we need to know whether it's in the test network or in the main network. So if you change to the to test network and the contract is not available, you should get an error message saying that the contract has not been or is not part of the network. It's not in that, it's not deployed in that network. So yeah, so it should be so that you can be able to tell your users to switch to another network. So so we should have another variable, constant network ID, which is supposed to equals wait web 3 dot if net get ID. So these are the methods that I was talking about. So these methods are already created inside the web3, this one, web3.js, and also inside the Celo. So what we have done here, we want to combine Celo and web3 so that we are able to get all these functions so that we are able to get the Celo ID. So we can console get to know the ID that we have. So we have network ID. So we have our network ID. So here we can like add a message so that we can be able to know. So that we are able to know which ID we are using. So I think this will be actually the last part and will be good. So So this actually doesn't inject the Web3 to MetaMask. So you can see, awesome. So we are in good hands. So our network ID is 43787, and our wallet is this one. So this is our wallet. So this is our wallet, and this is our network ID. So we are good. We are good because our smart contracts are deployed in alpha holes. Yeah. So that's it. And yeah. So any questions, any observation, or anything that we would want improved or changed or added? Yeah.
Okay, I have a question on the importation
Mhm.
at the, when we import dot and slash files, will it not bring? Yes, exactly here.
This one.
Will it not bring problems when you connect to a domain, or
No.
will change it later?
No. It won't. It won't bring any conflict. So if you deploy this smart contract, you will be deploying together with the ABIs. We'll be deploying
Okay.
together with the ABIs. Yeah. We'll be deploying together with the APIs. But once the smart contract is deployed to the main network, you really don't even have to worry a lot. In fact, the advantage of creating a DApp, for the traditional way of developing application, you have the server, that is the backend, and you have the front end, and all the applications needs to be hosted in a server. Yeah. So you either pay for Heroku, or you pay for AWS, or these other guys, the DigitalOcean. You pay for DigitalOcean. So it means you have cost for both, for two servers, because you cannot host the applications in the same servers to, yeah, a lot of security issues and threats and stuff. Yeah. But the good thing about blockchain is that once you deploy your smart contract, you don't have to pay for the deployed smart contract. You really don't have to pay, and you only have to pay for front end. And for front end, there are services like Moralysis, which are serverless smart contract. You only need to just create a front end, and you really don't need to pay a lot of you don't really need to pay a lot of resources. In fact, there is IPFS, where you can deploy your application for free. You can host your application for free. So this is an advantage for developers and for people. You don't have to like pay for a lot of these computing servers and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it won't really complicate anything. Yeah. So is there any other question? Hello? Is there any question? Iram, Tevin? Yeah.
I have one question.
Yes.
Actually, when we define the accounts,
Mhm.
so it's probably get one account.
Yeah.
If suppose we have lots of accounts, when we means attempt to connect, then how should we solve this problem?
You should always select one account. You should always select one account. You can only access an application using one account, just the same way as you need to access, let's say you want to access Facebook and you have multiple email addresses. You will have to log in. You only log in using one email account. So it's the same for Web3. you only need one wallet address to log in into the same into an application. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question? Any other question? So I know we started with at Alaf, I think Alaf age, and yeah. So a lot of guys have actually dropped the call, but so I don't know whether I'm too fast or am I? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think we can end there. So to on Wednesday we will be loading the smart contract. So we have been able to select the network, and we have been able to select an account, and we have been able to even prompt the user to approve our app to use Ubisoft Chrome. Yeah. So yeah, so it's awesome. So what I will leave you guys to do is look for how can we be able to now pass this account to be displayed on this part. So how can we be able to display this on that part? Yeah. Yeah. So they give you a hint, should be here, should be like accounts, should be accounts, something like this. But since it's not defined, it will give an error. It should be something like that. And here it should be a prop. It should be a prop. So it should be this props accounts. Yeah. Given it I've actually given the answer. Yeah. So yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your evening and have a fantastic day tomorrow. Yeah. Any question, Kevin? Do you have any question before we end this call?
So far, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed the session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Awesome. I don't know if I should give a reward for the guys who are attending. I think I'll have to consider a reward. Give reward for the best people who join the class.
So, Jordan, one
Yes.
question.
Yes.
So, in these projects that you're doing,
Mhm.
so in the next one, if can we build the same and we submit to sell, or in when you see on the Decade website, for you to make default app, they pay you like 100 Celo USD. So can we submit these ones that we're doing here?
Okay, I'll have to consult with them. I'll have to consult with them if you guys can be able to submit these applications there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll ask them if it's possible. I'll also I'll ask, because I think it's something that you can be able to do. We can be able to submit. Yeah, I think but
it can be nice if they allow us to submit.
Yeah, so that you can also be able to earn that reward. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, awesome, guys. Yeah. So that was a really interesting session. Also good. Yeah. So let me